It's been formerly called the wickedest town in the West and the largest ghost town in America, but now it's a thriving artist community known for its historical significance. We have made our way up the steep, winding road to this once prosperous mining town on this episode of Ms. World Traveler Explores Jerome, Arizona.
Perched on a hillside at an elevation of over 5,000 feet, Jerome, Arizona is located about 100 miles north of Phoenix and 24 miles southwest of Sedona. Incorporated in 1899, the discovery of copper and ore resulted in an economic boom that swelled the town to around 15,000. But alas, it could not last, as when the mines closed in 1953, the population dwindled to less than 100, and the town was in jeopardy of being completely eradicated. Enter the tenacious remaining residents who formed the Historical Society to save what was left of the town.
So I'm here with John from the Historical Society. And John, I understand that the Historical Society has been of utmost importance to the history of this town.
Yeah, absolutely. When the mining left in 1953, there was a man by the name of Jimmy Brewer who was the superintendent of Tuzigoot National Monument. And he came up to Jerome and gave a presentation to the town council to say, you guys don't know what you have here, and you guys better spring into action, because he would get so many questions, more questions about Jerome, which you can see from Tuzigoot, than Tuzigoot itself. What's that up on the hill?
Right.
So he was the one that kind of enlightened the town to spring into action.
Right.
And
start saving things, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, right there in 53, they formed the society, they opened this mine museum, and they started something called Spook Night, which has been happening for the last 70 years, where it's basically a homecoming or reunion for anyone that has a connection to Jerome, because many people left. And so they would come back each year to kind of reminisce. And so a lot of the collection and a lot of the things that we have came from those Spook Nights as well.
So this mine museum has been here since the 50s.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
and you're continually adding all the time.
Yeah, after, a few decades go by, it's time to refresh things. We've got new interpretations of the history as well as different artifacts to put on display.
You were telling me that your great passion is research. So do you get to do some of the, like if something comes in, are you checking the provenance, doing the research and, that sort of thing?
Oh, absolutely. It's very important to capture that information about an object. What story does it tell? Who's bringing it in? A lot of times it's a family connection. We just had some Masonic swords that were donated with inscribed with the family name. So a lot of times great-grandchildren, they know the value of these things. They want those stories to live on. And so then we take it up from there. But it's also important for future historians, future archivists to know this information as well. I'm doing some research right now. We have our 150th anniversary from our founding coming up next Saturday.
Really?
Yeah,
oh my goodness.
1876 was the first mining claims that were made in Jerome. So on the patches of the police and town seal, 1876. Even though we weren't officially a town until 1899, we were founded in 1876.
Wow. So you got lots of cool things planned?
Yeah, we've got some talks planned.
And what part will you be playing in this?
Well, I'm doing a talk about the history of photography in Jerome. I mean, photography had been around for decades before we were even founded, so it was pretty well advanced. And so digging into the histories of some of these specific photographers who operated on Main Street. And we had one gentleman, Michael Frank Brennan, who came in 1900, and he had some asthma, condition, and his wife wanted to move back to the West Coast. Well, they did that. He ended up coming back due to his condition, but he was so distraught about not being with his family that he committed suicide in the Boyd Hotel.
Oh my.
And so, the studio changed over then, but just to, give some ode to him and the work that he did. Some of those photos we saw earlier are his photographs.
Wow,
So.
really. Is there a photo that sticks out in your mind here that you are also a photographer?
Yes.
So is there one that sticks out that you say, composition, lighting, content, whatever? It's just amazing.
Well, one of MF Brennan's photos of the old smelter when the smelter was in Jerome, up on top of the big hole that it is now. There's a photo of the burros, a guy taking about 4 or 5 burros up the county road laden with wood to roast the ore. You had to roast the ore before you smelted it when they were first starting. So there's the burros with the wood on their backs, and then you see the big smelter operation in the background. So it's like old world, new world.
Somebody just captured it perfectly.
Yeah.
But how do you do that when photography used to take a long time it seems like it used to. You had to wait for the I don't know, the image to something. Obviously don't know anything about it.
Well, with the scientific method, they were constantly improving the photographic process. And with the natural light, that's what you had to wait for, because the light had to, make that image on the film, and the film wasn't that sensitive. Through the course of experimentation, they were able to get it where you could click a photo pretty easily. Yeah.
Now, do you have any photos here in this museum?
My personal work, no.
One day.
Yeah.
Opened in the early 1950s, the Mine Museum displays captivating photos of when the mining trade dominated the area, tells the stories of the townfolk who shaped local culture, and documents the resilience of the people who called Jerome home.
There may be less than 500 people living here, but there is so much history and art pouring out of this small town. Next time, we'll see the town jail, which slid over 200 feet off its foundation. Tune in next week to find out why.